96. Yo, I said stop myself, I'm not myself. Headed into anything, knowing that I got myself. And all my enemies wishing that I shot myself. Dead, on the bed, clothes covered in red. Stop myself, I'm not myself. Headed into anything, knowing that I got myself. And all my enemies wishing that I shot myself. Dead.
What is up, y'all? It is Mike and Nick here. We're about to break down UFC Vegas 102. We have a pretty solid card coming this weekend. Nick is he's on there. You can't see him at the moment, but he's going to be right back. We got a pretty low-key card this weekend. Another middleweight main event. Our boy, the head of CST, Phil, he's the biggest fan of a middleweight main event. So we're really excited about it. We got RoboCop, Jared Cannonier, and a battle for contention to the title. I don't think either of these guys are necessarily going to find themselves in another position to win a title, but we're going to get there soon. Nick is back now. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm good. I'm sorry, y'all. Wanted to grab myself some grapefruit juice. I am thirsty as shit after training, and the water's doing it, but I want something sweet and delicious. I'm good, man. Anyone that knows me knows that Jared Cannonier has been forever cemented in one of my top 10 favorite fighters. So I'm excited about this fight card, man. And I think it's actually a pretty I think it's a quality Apex card, to say the least. So I heard the little bit of your sentiment there. Said you don't think either of these fighters will find themselves in a title shot anytime soon. Couldn't agree more.
Alrighty, so we're about to hop into it.
Ponytail Nick.
I used to have I got, as you can see, I got the big fro. I used to have a really long hair, and I'll put it up in a bun. The bun will be like this big. My barber, when I came in the first time to get my hair cut by him, I've been ingrained in his phone as Man Bun Mike for like the last 7 years.
That's hilarious.
RoboCop, baby. Shout out to Vinny. Shout out to Phil. Man Bun might be.
Same shit. It's a hair and a knot, but yeah, bro. I just got done training and it's wet as shit. I literally got off of the mats because I rolled more rounds. I mean, I only rolled 4 rounds, but we rolled 7-minute rounds, and they take a minute and 30 seconds in between rounds. So you think in total that's like almost 33 minutes, and I had to still drive home. And I was like, fuck. I literally am sitting there talking to my coach, and I'm like, fuck. And he's like, what? I'm like, oh, I have a podcast I have to film. I have to go. And I was just fucking started rushing. So yeah. I'm literally fresh off the mats, gross as fuck, no shower, no walking of my dog. This fool sitting here pissed as fuck at me. So excuse my language for cussing, but at least I held it to the last 3 minutes. My apologies, Phil.
Yeah, you already know. Like Phil said, it's not a bad Apex card. We're about to jump into it. I'm gonna bring the odds up onto the screen while we're talking about it. Hopefully I do it correctly.
Oh, and Mike has a long day tomorrow, so I already talked enough. So we're gonna bust through this hoe. At least the fights that don't have much to say. Perfect example: Julia Villa, Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Minus 700 for a fucking female fight is absolutely dog shit, bananas, insane. But give me the under at plus 240. It's juice. Julia Villa gets cracked every single fight. Cavalcanti hits hard, cracks hard. I can see her mounting her, ground and pounding her, and finish her. Maybe not the under, but give me fight not to go the distance, just because when the fight not go the distance drops, it'll still probably be like plus 190, plus 200. Mike, your turn.
Yeah, I agree on this one. Julia Avila, she hasn't fought in like a little bit over a year. She has, 1 or 2 decent wins. Like she beat Pani Kianzad when we used to think she was all right. She recently got submitted via face crank to Miesha Tate, which makes me know that she don't have any dog in her. Not to be disrespectful, but tap into a face crank in the UFC is despicable. TJ, shout out TJ. Yeah, I like Cavalcanti, honestly, and I would be inclined to take her if they have it. They do not have it. So I would be inclined to take Cavalcanti inside the distance, most likely by knockout. Because she's a minus 700 money line, but I'm going to be willing to bet that her inside the distance prop is probably pretty juicy. So that's pretty much all we got for that one. We're both unanimously on Cavalcanti. No Mike versus Nick pick here. It's easy. 27-year-old versus 36-year-old. Next, we have an absolute banger.
Don't fucking say it. That's so stupid, and you know it. And what the fuck are these odds? I know Dontel May sucks and is like low fight IQ, but just in terms of pure athleticism, pure just being the more athletic, dynamic fucking heavyweight, how the fuck are you a plus 200 to Walter Walker? Well, I know Lucas Bresky has kind of shown a few leaps and bounds, but what the fuck is this odds? And we're talking about 2 gas bags in a under plus money, which, yeah, fuck this fight, bro. Fuck this fight. I don't want nothing to do with it. And I say that, but Lord knows I'll probably take Dontel Mays before the fight starts, because Walter Walker, as we've heard me say time on time again, remember everybody, I called Lucas Bresky hammer spot. Walter Walker is one of the first fucking fighters I've ever seen. So,
to be fair though, I mean, not at these odds for me. I would not advise anybody to bet on Walter Walker money line here. But one thing I did notice between heavyweights is trash, OMG. One thing I did notice is that in Walter Walker's first fight against Lucas Bresky, he was a bit pudgy. You know, he looked kind of chubby out there. And then into his next fight against Junior Tafa, who is obviously he has no grappling. So that fight went how it went. But the one takeaway is that Walter Walker actually did look like he was focusing on getting in shape in the gym. Him against Bresky and then him against Tafa, we saw, you know, I would say almost a significant difference in terms of what he looked like on the scales. It looked like he's focused on conditioning. And if he's, you know, continued to stay dialed in against the Dontel Mays, who also has suspect cardio, you know, if Walter Walker ends up being able to last 3 rounds, I think he could wrestle his way to a decision, potentially even find a submission. But like I said, ain't nobody in their right mind should be betting on Walter Walker at minus 240. I mean, to be fair,
no one should be in their right fucking mind should be betting on Walter Walker at any odds.
If he was plus 600, if he was plus 600 against Dontel Mays, you know you'd hammer that.
Yeah, realistically, if he was probably plus 200 against Dontel Mays, I probably it's the same fight. But I just want to go back to this fight I sent to our boy TJ, who is in the fucking comments right now. This is from April of last fucking year. April of last fucking year. Okay, I sent him a YouTube video of a fight that he went to against a fucking 1-9 42-year-old fucking split decision bullshit. Dude, Walker is horrible. Like one of the worst fighters I've ever seen. Not just on a UFC level, but in my fucking life. And I stand by that. I will always stand by that. I have never seen worse regional tape by a heavyweight in my fucking life. He only has a contract and a name due to Johnny. You know what? I talked myself into it because of my dismay for this motherfucker. First Knicks rant of the night. Give me Dontel Mays. Plus 200, bang it out. Let's ride. Next fight.
I do like Dontel Mays. He's a prestigious ranked fighter of the heavyweight division. And next bout, we got an actual banger here. We got Vince Morales in his second stint with the UFC against UFC newcomer Elijah Smith. Elijah Smith is an up-and-coming prospect who, I can't remember the dude's name. He fought the Maori dude with the face tat.
The dude that Aaron Tao or whatever his name, the motherfucker that didn't have one win against a single winning record opponent.
He was tough, though.
And he went life or death with that motherfucker.
To be fair, though, what's his name? Elijah Smith is only 22 years old. He has 2 inches in height, 1 inch in reach. I feel like this is going to be a very tough matchup for Elijah Smith. Everything in my soul is telling me pick Vince Morales here. The only thing about that, I mean, I would much rather, if I'm looking at the lines here, I'd much rather see Vince Morales at a better tag. Plus 130 is decent, but at the same time, Elijah Smith is young. He's incredibly athletic. He has slick striking. We didn't get to see, I mean, he gassed out bad against Tao. And that could have been, you know, anxiety, nervousness, you know, wanting to break into the UFC and realizing it's all on the line right here. But I mean,
if I may say real quick, this isn't even talking shit. I think the gas actually came into a portion of a few things. From nerves, Tao was tough as shit, making scrambles and portions of it, making it a fight undeniably. And it doesn't matter who you are. When you wrestle hard for 5 minutes to 7 minutes, you're going to get tired unless you're fucking, you know, unless you're Merab Dvalishvili. So and shout out to my boy Jay. Appreciate you, brother. So, man bun season. Fuck yeah, it is.
Hey, is that me for 2026 halftime show? Let's go, shorty. You already know I got bars.
Go get it, shorty.
Yeah, but the thing about that Tao guy, I'm not saying Elijah Smith has any sort of crazy knockout power, but he was landing some shots on Tao, and the way Tao responded, it was almost like it didn't affect him, even though it did. He would have this crazy look in his eye, you know. It's jitters. I don't know. I feel like Elijah Smith is definitely live to win this fight. I could see him staying on the outside, keeping away from the grappling exchanges. Vince Morales is a demon when it comes to the subs. So I don't know, man. Like my heart is saying pick Morales, but my head's telling me Elijah Smith is going to get it done on the cards. This is a tough one to call. I definitely do not think, even though the under 2.5 is plus 220, and I'll feel dumb not calling it if Vince Morales goes out there and subs him early. But I feel like Elijah Smith might have something to offer this division.
I think this fight goes one of two ways. I think Elijah Smith wrestles pretty comfortably for 2 rounds here, leaving Vince Morales in a deficit to where he kind of has to go out for the finish in the 3rd round. And Vince Morales has a sick front choke series game. Good guillotine, good Peruvian net tie, good ninja choke series in general. Maybe not ninja choke, but just front choke series in general. So I kind of see this fight going, Elijah Smith's either going to wrestle him to a 29-28 decision, or we're going to see Vince Morales catch on something at some point and just kind of bet decision his ass. But I do think we're going to catch on very early how this fight's going to go. It's either Elijah Smith's going to get him down easily, he's not going to waste too much gas, and he's going to have kind of those nerves shot out of him, or we're going to see Vince Morales come back and have one last push here at 34 years old. So this fight's a little bit tough. I think at the odds that you're presenting for me, I think I'd rather take Vince Morales because I think he has crisp hands. Overall striking, I think, goes to Elijah Smith, and I think overall wrestling goes to Elijah Smith. But when it comes to pure grappling game, man, I think Vince Morales has a sick front choke series, overall good grappling series. So at the dog odds, I guess I would take a shot at Vince Morales, but I'm not confident either which way.
And this is a fight too where it's like you got this young newcomer against this older guy who's in his 2nd stint, and like I always root for Vince Morales, man. So it's like I want him to win, but Elijah Smith could have a lot of potential at a young age as well. So I'm going to be happy either way. But just to go on the other side, I'll just pick Elijah Smith because that's what my head's telling me, and that's where I'm going to start going. I want Morales to win though, low key. I think it's going to be a banger, honestly.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't know. I don't want to say it just doesn't seem a fight that doesn't scream banger to me just for styles. It screams like C-Rod versus Austin Bashi to me.
I mean, that was pretty fun to watch, especially the way. But the thing is, C-Rob was bitching him though. I don't think that's going to happen in this. I don't think anyone's getting bitched.
I think if Vince Morales wins, I think it's going to be kind of that kind of win. I think it's going to be a bet lesson in a way, like Elijah Smith learns. Like this is his young learning experience at 22 years old because the dude's fucking 20. He's not even 23 yet, bro. It's insane. So
right.
Gabriel Bonbeam versus Chaos Williams. It looks like Bill's ready to jump to fucking Chaos Williams. Let's get it, bro. You want to go first on this, or you want me to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'll go first. So originally, Gabriel Bonfim was supposed to be fighting Renat Fakhretdinov, which is a very interesting fight that I think Gabriel Bonfim probably would have won by submission. The thing is, Gabriel Bonfim has serviceable striking. He's relatively, he's capable on the feet. But his jiu-jitsu and his ability to get the fight to the ground typically is pretty damn good. I mean, we saw him kind of get checked against Nicolas Dalby, the Brazilian killer. But Bonfim is dangerous, man. And if he's able to get the fight to the ground, he can stop it at any time. His submission game is sick. The thing about Chaos Williams, he has that ultimate equalizer, and that is one-punch knockout power. Chaos is coming in here on short notice. He doesn't really fight all that often. He came out and made easy work of Carlston Harris in his last fight.
Yeah, but he went to a fucking split decision with Bedoya. And he also lost a split decision to Randy Brown, which I thought was pretty clear for fucking Randy Brown.
I thought Chaos Williams won that fight, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, but the Bedoya fight, though, was after watching Chaos Williams against Bedoya, I was like, Rolando Bedoya is him, dude. And we have seen after that he has been figured out not only at the welterweight division but at the lightweight division as well. That loss or that win, split decision win, ages pretty poorly, but at the same time, Chaos Williams does have that one punch power, and if I mean any fight, you have a puncher's chance, and I think that's about what Chaos Williams has in this fight.
I also
Was
think
it-
he
was it
also has a
robbery?
cardio edge too as well.
No, I don't think Chaos Williams versus Randy Brown was a robbery. I just thought Chaos Williams was landing the better punches, and he also dropped Randy Brown a couple times. I thought that it was. I mean, I don't know. It was close. I thought it was clear, but whatever. Hey, I didn't say it was a robbery, bro. There's certain things that can make a fight a robbery.
And that's Mike's money on it. If Mike has money on it and he loses, fucking robbery.
Nah. Well, nah. See, I'm better than that. I'm gonna be cool. Like with the Volk Cyril Gane fight, that shit was a robbery, plain and simple. There's no other way around it. Alexander Volkov got fucking robbed. Walking out of the cage, Dana White was like, "We're gonna do right by you." And,
he got hoed that fight. That's for sure.
But there, I give a reason. If I call something a robbery, I have a clear reason. Like Sean Strickland, first fight against DDP, round
Mateus
2
Gamrot, Dan Hooker.
What? Dan Hooker beat that boy's ass, bro. What's his name? Gamrot in round 1, he did good. I was like, literally as it was happening, I'm like, oh man, here Gamrot goes. He's just gonna sit there and hold him. And then Gamrot started beating the shit out of him. And I was like, oh wow, okay. All right, he's actually being violent for once. And then Dan Hooker came back and did more damage in rounds 2 and 3. I thought it was pretty clear. Sure you do. Sean Strickland again. I said I'll die on that hill, bro. The scoring of round 2 in the first fight is the only reason it's a robbery. I'm not hating on Gamrot. I like Gamrot. I like Gamrot a lot. I like Dan Hooker too, though. But I'm going to root for the fighter who's more violent. End of the day, I'm always going to root for the more violent guy. And that's why I'm picking Chaos Williams against Gabriel Bonfim. Give me the puncher's chance. I wouldn't necessarily recommend on betting it. If you were going to bet, I would probably say Bonfim, submission or decision. But you know what? I'm going to go with the violence. And I'm going to go with Chaos Williams to go out there frowning and me mugging and catching him with an overhand right.
I'm not going to echo chamber you, and I agree with you.
Let's go, Chaos. I mean, who doesn't love watching Chaos Williams fight, man? Next fight, we got a solid matchup at the flyweight division. We got Rafael Esteban. He's 1-0 in the UFC.
Did you just call this fucking fight a solid matchup?
I like it. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. Jesus Cristo Aguilar, I'm about to go with the dog in this fight. I'm about to go with the dog.
You're fucking lying, right?
Bro, look at Phil. Never bet against Jesus. I think Jesus Aguilar is pretty good, man. And I feel like Rafael Esteban is a bit overrated. He had a win against Charles Johnson in his debut, but that was before Charles Johnson went on a tear. He
wrestle fucked Johnson to death.
Yeah, wait till he shoots on Aguilar, gets guillotined.
And he finished Felipe Estevez, bro, who's an LFA darling. Are you crazy? Oh, nah, bro. Jesus Aguilar, bro, trust me, bro. He's going to try to jump on this guillotine. He's going to get ground and pounded to fucking death. Oh, my God. The first real Mike versus Nick pick of the night, and I don't feel special necessarily for picking a minus 500. But fuck that. Give me the under 2.5. Easy on this fight. Rafael probably finishes old boy in under a round and a half generally. So I feel like I'm getting a discounted even money on this under number.
All right, there we go. First Mike versus Nick pick. Jesus Cristo para Mike, and then Esteban over there for Nick.
Boys betting on someone that fights with fucking ankle wraps. Get the fuck out of here.
I just think he has a chance to catch him in. I mean, obviously the odds are the way they are for a reason, but I think it's a bit closer than what they're saying. Jesus isn't horrible.
Okay, boys in live chat. I actually really quickly, since Philip's here saying praise here Jesus Christ. Boys, we have a hinge date for Valentine's Day on Friday. So can we have a moment of prayer, moment of silence for the boy? Dear Jesus Christ, please let my hinge date not be a catfish and be as pretty as she looks on her photos. Amen.
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 Yeah, dude, you caught it quick. You caught it quick as shit. You were like, oh, I fucked up. you gotta let it sit. You gotta let it sit. And you're like, nah, I'm
Bro,
straight. I got it.
bro, honestly, I am proud of the fumble recovery. It was one of those plays where we marched all the way down to the goal line, boys. We fumbled on the one. Their safety picked it up and was running back for a fumble, scoop, and score. A 99-yard scoop and score. But DK fucking Metcalf came out of nowhere and punched that bitch out. He punched that bitch out. It was a beautiful way to save my drive, boys. Now we're driving again. Now we're back driving again. I will let you boys know come next show if we punch it in the goal line. Thank you, boys.
Oh, yeah. And actually,
Phil, you know I love a good set of braids. I just can't find a braider that quick.
on to hey, of course, praise Jesus Aguilar. He's gonna catch the dub right after you catch the dub, and it'll have your faith reinvigorated. Next fight, we got a lightweight bout between Jared Gordon, who was originally supposed to fight Kawhi Fernandez, and he is going up against Mashrabajan Ruziboyev. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even notice that this fight was on here until today. So I have not looked into Ruziboyev. I don't know anything about him, but the fact that he's a plus
Bro,
250.
I've wiki capped him, and this guy has like one win against a winning opponent. He's fighting like, I'm swear to God, bro. Him and his brother have some of the worst records I've ever fucking seen in my life. I'm talking 8 wins against 0-0 guys. I mean, I know it's a late replacement, but it's like, honestly, we can just move on from this fight because I have no idea about him besides wiki capping. So let's jump to the next one.
Before we go on to the next one.
Oh, you love Jared Gordon.
Yeah, that's my boy. Jared Gordon is my boy. We gonna clip this, put him out there. Jared Gordon for the dub. He should have caught the dub over manager Kelvin Gastelum in his last fight. That was an absolute war. I thought he did enough, but it is what it is. Yeah, minus 310 favorite's crazy, but he's gonna go out there and box this dude's face off. So,
hey, Jared Gordon used to be fighting junkies and tweakers in the street. He ain't worried about no fucking can crusher on late replacement. He's a real motherfucker, bro.
Oh God, he was out there fighting for his life. Now
bro,
he's here fighting for a check.
I truly believe, bro, people that overcome drug addiction, bro, next level toughness. Jared Gordon minus 310, not that crazy against this can crusher. Let's go New York Gordon, baby.
Hell yeah. All right, and now we got Angela Hill, Angie Overkill Hill versus Ketlin Souza. I believe the odds have moved. I think Angela Hill was an underdog at one point. But I want to pick Angela Hill here, but I'm not going to. My heart is telling me pick her, but she's 40 at this point. And we saw from Ketlin Souza's last fight. I mean, we've seen it before, but her last fight highlighted it. People are kind of taking away from Ketlin Souza because they're saying Yasmin Jauregui is chinny. So they're trying to like say, oh yeah, Souza's not powerful. Other homegirl was just glass. But I think that Ketlin Souza legitimately has a power in women's MMA that we don't see very often. And I feel like she's a lot better boxing than people give her credit for. Even during that last fight, they were glazing Yasmin. And I'm like, bro, Ketlin Souza's moving, her head movement, her punches, her boxing looked crisp. And the second she knocked down Jauregui, she got on top of her and was able to lock in a submission. I think she's tough. She's violent. She's, dangerous in the grappling and in the striking departments. And although Angie Hill has been checking prospects for a long time now, she's 40, I think. And I think it's going to end here. And at pick 'em odds, I feel like Ketlin Souza is a pretty solid value.
Bro, honestly, like I said, we're trying to keep it short for you tonight, my brother. I have nothing to say besides that. I'm with Caitlin Souza. I think we're getting great odds here. Father time catches up to everybody, and I think it's time it catches up to Mother Angie. So, love the pick. Give me Caitlin Souza. And if you really want to, I know Angie is tough, man, but Souza does have power, and her power doesn't correlate to plus 370 on under 2.5. It just doesn't. Her power, that should be like around a plus 200 odds. So, give me the under 2.5 too as a prop bet too as well.
Hey, shout out Angie out of Maryland though. So I fuck with her. I would love to see her win, but I think Ketlin Souza is a very interesting prospect for the division. And next, dude, I hadn't seen the odds on this fight yet. I haven't seen the odds on any of these.
Yeah, but the best thing is you can start clicking on the fights now. We actually have fight props because once they drop the spread, that means the fight props have dropped too as well. So click on that bad boy.
Yeah, Connor Matthews against Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado is a dog, man. And I don't think Connor Matthews necessarily has what it takes to be a UFC fighter in this division. Well, actually, just in general. I don't know why I said in this division. If I'm looking at anything, see right here we have a discrepancy. Jose Delgado by knockout plus 180. Jose Delgado by submission plus 400. This motherfucker is 8-0, 4 wins by knockout, 4 wins by submission, and I feel like they're juicing Delgado by submission a little bit. That's one of the things I like. For example, with Terrence McKinney, you know he's going to finish the fight if he's going to win. Let me see which one has better odds, the sub or the knockout. And last time Terrence fought, me and you both did it. Sub is like plus 120, knockout plus 200. All right, fuck it. I'm going to go with that one. He does a bit of both. And I can see Jose Delgado dropping Connor Matthews and subbing him. So sub at plus 400 seems pretty valuable to me, but I'd rather look at just inside the distance, which is plus 100. That's not terrible.
Yeah, you can give me the dog odds at inside the distance. I would take the submission as well. I just feel like you're saying everything I would say, so there's no need. How about I go on the next one first? How about I get some fucking points across, Mr. Smart Ass, Mr. Know-It-All?
Let's go. Next
you give me this fucking gas bag ass fight? Fuck you. Fuck, you are. I love you, bro. You're my dog. let me get the winning methods on these ones, please, because I know exactly how I want to play this. So I guess I'll break it down before I even see the odds. I'm going to take Adolfo Vieira by submission. This is going to eventually become a submission grappling match. Plus 140 is not the odds I wanted to see. I thought I'd at least get a plus 200 because Andre Petroski has good grappling. He may not be necessarily the best pure submission grappler, but he has good wrestling that he can mix in with good wrestling submission style of jiu-jitsu. As compared to Adolfo Vieira, they call him the black belt killer for a reason, right? You have Petroski, who does gas out, very stiff on his striking. Defensively, in terms of wrestling defense, not many people offensively wrestle him. So I'm just curious to see how this fight gets to the ground in general. But I can see Petroski starting to initiate the wrestling first, and then Adolfo Vieira taking it back at some random position, whether it's a switch or whether that's from a front head choke position. So there's a few other ways that we can play this, but the best way I would play is Adolfo Vieira at plus 140. I'm pretty confident in Adolfo Vieira. I think you'd even put him in a parlay at the minus 270 money, even though I do think that's fucking garbage odds. Wow, they're going to refresh all the odds right now. So what you thinking there, big guy?
Honestly, I feel like, and I for some reason, I feel like Andre Petroski is coming in on short notice. He's plus 225. I feel like, I don't know, man. Rodolfo Vieira's striking is like very suspect. And I mean, I know Andre Petroski doesn't have the greatest striking, but his boxing is all right. And, he throws body kicks and he's a strong guy. I feel like Andre Petroski potentially could outstrike Rodolfo Vieira. I know Rodolfo's last fight was against Armen Petrosyan, I think. And he ended up getting a sub pretty early, and Armen Petrosyan just looked terrible in that fight. But before that, we have Cody Brundage dropping Rodolfo on the feet, and then like an idiot kind of shooting basically right into a guillotine, and he ended up jumping one of his own. Cody Brundage is, not the best fighter. He's the GOAT, but he's not the best fighter. Cody Brundage knocked him down on the feet. Andre Petroski, I think, has, serviceable striking enough to keep himself safe there. Yeah, Jay, there we go. I'm leaning Andre for some reason. I'm kind of thinking the same thing at the odds that he's sitting at. And I mean, Andre Petroski by submission at plus 1,800, a guy who competes in jiu-jitsu tournaments like today. I know Rodolfo Vieira's world-class jiu-jitsu as well, but I mean, I feel like this fight is closer than the odds are suggesting. I wish Vieira by submission was plus 200. But at the same time, I do feel like the odds are closer than the fight's suggesting. It's hard to say exactly how the fight is going to go.
I can tell you exactly how it's going to go. It's going to be Adolfo Vieira going in, attempting to sub Andre, and he will sub Andre. And if he doesn't sub Andre, he's going to get gassed out, and then you have Andre by knockout. That's exactly how you play it. You play Andre plus 600, or you see, thank you, Jay. Me and you agree on the same way. You take Andre by knockout at plus 600. Or you play Adolfo Vieira by submission at plus 140. Say you're a $25 unit better. What you do is you put 25 and 25. If Adolfo Vieira wins by sub, you technically made $7. And if you put 25 on the plus 600, you are screaming once it goes past 7.5 minutes when Adolfo Vieira is gassed the fuck out. Andre Petroski somehow finds his way on top and he's punching his way to fucking the end of it. So, and also, Mike, If you call Cody Brundage one more thing, like, what did you call him?
Goaty Brundage.
I will fly to Maryland and punch you in your fucking face.
Hey, someone type Goaty Brundage in there. Oh, wait, can I type it? Will it work if I do it? I called him that the other day on somebody's Twitter post, and it was geeked. Goaty Brundage. Hey, oh God. Nah, bro, he made me so much fucking bread, bro.
On a fucking fluke. Get over it. It was a fucking fluke.
Bro, I put so much money on it. I had like, I think like,
Holy
I can't remember, like
retard.
150 in my account. I threw like 75 on it for round one knockout, and then I did it again. And as I'm sitting there in the first round, I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I just wasted $150 on this. And then he hit that shit, bro. That was the craziest bet I've ever seen hit in my life, dude.
Man.
But nah, I think Andre Petrosky's live here. I feel like Phil said it in the chat. Andre live bet. I feel like
Phil said it. Time to fire Mike. Get the fuck out of here. On to the next one, dude.
Yeah, let's get it. On to the next one. We're gonna move down to this one's a banger. This fight's a fucking banger.
Can I go first on this one?
Yeah.
I am very, 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 very strong in the Nazim camp here. If Nazim had a 5-point boost in fight IQ, he clearly wins that Slava fight. He's on a huge win streak right now. Trains at a super solid camp. That camp out of the Serra-Longo is on fire right now. I'm technically going to consider Merab technically out of that camp still because they're still super tight, always on his story. Give me Nazim against Ismail, even though I think this is the better of the Bond themes. I think Ismail is. I think he's also still a gas bag, and I think he has suspect hardware. I think he has super suspect hardware. I don't think when he takes punches, he doesn't take them extremely well. And Nazim's someone that will stand there, bang it out. I like Nazim. What's Nazim double chance?
I like Nazim too. I'm actually shocked that he's plus 170.
I'm actually shocked that we're agreeing on this one, to be completely honest with you. I'm a little surprised. What's his double chance odds?
Look at this. He says, if you make Mike money, you're automatically goated. If you don't, it's a robbery.
Yeah.
Mike gets a robbery, Aquino. Oh,
so Mike will call fucking Cody Brundage goated and go and hate on our boy Gamrot. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Hey, I'm not hating on Gamrot. I like Gamrot. I enjoy Gamrot. I think he actually is one of the fighters that, like, I had this thing like a year ago where I was like, wow, like all these Polish fighters, like Mateusz Gamrot, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, like the Polish power, Jan Blachowicz. I want to go to Poland. I want to go to Poland and try their cuisine. I want to look at their infrastructure. I was over there literally thinking like that because I was enamored by these fighters and the way that they act. Goaty Gamrot. Yeah, no, I fuck with Gamrot, but you know, at the end of the day,
he said, "I want to go to Poland and try their cuisine and see their architecture."
Yeah, I said infrastructure. I meant architecture. Yeah.
My boy is. I knew what you meant, but my boy is next level for that one. My boy is next level for that one.
Yeah.
That's a man that's been eating way too many crab cakes in his life. He needs to get the fuck out of there, shorty.
But they do. Who the fuck? I know, bro. That's what I thought because
who goes to any country that's a white country for food?
I was looking up their cuisine and I was like, this shit doesn't even look good, bro. This shit don't even look good.
I want to go see what's the main dish of Poland. Poland's main dish. Bro, that actually looks kind of bomb. I can't lie. It's like a sausage soup in a bread bowl. Looks kind of slap. Just look up Poland main dish.
Polish main dish. Yeah, some of it doesn't look too bad. Some of that shit looks like fucking Hispanic food. That's weird. Polish feast, baby. They got pierogies. They got pierogies in Poland.
He said that's weird.
Yeah, that shit crazy. And sauerkraut. Pork neck and sauerkraut. Hey, they going crazy.
Hey, low key, bro. A bratwurst and sauerkraut goes fucking crazy, brother. Oh my god.
Yo, I got robbed. I'll be in Poland at the restaurant. Hey, this is a robbery. Can you guys please send this back? And
I'm not paying for this. In fact, you owe me bread. For what reason? Well, this is a robbery. Oh yeah, my boy TJ. Get a pierogi. Pierogi.
See, that's why me and
Polish.
TJ get along, because we're both Polish. We both got that Polish power.
Shut the fuck up. You're not even Polish. You're like Puerto Rican and some other shit.
Hey, but nah, Nazim Sadikov inside the distance is plus 350, which isn't bad.
That's good odds, man, for someone that can crack. And I think his jiu-jitsu's getting, I'm only assuming his jiu-jitsu's getting better because when I follow him, it seems like he's on the mats a lot. So
Yeah, Ismail, I was real high on Ismail Bonfim when he got into the UFC. You know, not really anything took that away. I mean, his last fight against Vince Pichel, Puerto Rican and robbery. Yeah, and my mom's side is Irish, bro. So I got that crazy blood, bro. I got that Puerto Rican. Hey, but one thing about Puerto Ricans, they inherit citizenship, bro. So we all citizens out here. Mike, you're half Puerto Rican and half white privileged. Yeah, even though my mom's from the trenches.
hey, Philip, you spell you're wrong, brother.
My half. Hey, but I think we're both kind of on Nazim Sadikov. I just feel like he has dog and he can fight adversity well. His fight against Vyacheslav Borshev, you know, both fighters were on death's doorstep and they both fought through it. That win, what was that? That was a draw, right?
Yeah, I went to a draw because Nazim wanted to dance instead of scrap.
Right.
What a fucking low IQ moment. But I really like his win against Evan Elder. I found that win very impressive.
Yeah, dude. Well,
I mean,
it ended because of a cut, though, to be fair.
And I know it's Terrence McKinney, but I mean, Terrence McKinney, at least for a round, is one of the best fighters on planet fucking Earth.
That's fact.
You know, and it doesn't matter that it ended because of a cut. Who caused that cut? Who caused that cut?
I mean, that's true, but he was losing that fight against Evan Elder. Evan Elder.
Listen, I'm so sick of this shit. Unless it's a disqualification or I went out on some bullshit because I got poked in the eye and I didn't want to continue. If you cause a cut and you were losing the fight, you won the fight. This is MMA. This is MMA.
No, I agree 100%. Like, if you,
it's not like he tried to throw that and didn't try to cut his ass. He wanted to cut his ass. Fuck that.
Yeah, of course.
Boy.
No, I agree, but I'm saying,
fuck old boy.
It's hard to use that. It's hard to use it as like, okay, so you're kind of getting beat, you're on your way to losing a 30-27, and then you land a shot that causes a cut. Of course, worthy win. You damaged his face enough to cause him to bleed to the point where they couldn't continue the fight. But at the same time, a takeaway from that is not necessarily, oh, he was smoking Evan Elder. It's like, well, he kind of got that one shot in, and I don't necessarily use it when talking. I mean, it was a great win, obviously. Did
I say he was smoking him? I am curious. Did I say he was smoking him?
No, but you said you like the win, which I
do because I think Evan Elder's an impressive fighter.
He's great.
I don't think Evan Elder's no bum at all, bro. Like, I think Evan Elder is a solid ass lightweight. I like Evan Elder a lot personally.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man, these odds are insane. Who on planet Earth in 2025 is laying minus 380 on Edmund Shabazian? Who in their right fucking mind? Dylan Budka's alternate spread here, if he can survive, bro, this may be the greatest live spot on planet Earth. Edmund Shabazian could knock this motherfucker down twice. If it goes ding, 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 and he makes it out of it, Edmund's toast. Edmund is fucking toast, bro. He has a mental hurdle he cannot get over. There is something wrong mentally there. Because there's no way someone's cardio just shuts off that bad. He has almost a Terrence McKinney-like syndrome, but nobody ever talks about it. He shuts down after a certain point. Dylan Budka at some point is going to be a plus 1,000. And if he can survive round one, and if he can even get a takedown off, fuck it. Give me the crazy live number. I'm not touching this fight in general, but honestly, now that I think about it, how do you not take a little sprinkle on Budka plus 300?
Yeah, honestly.
Someone that cracks.
Yeah, honestly, I'm on Dylan Budka too. I was thinking about this fight a lot last night, and I was just like, I want to be like, oh, Budka sucks, but hey, that dude who Dylan Budka beat in the 5-round fight by decision, who just debuted on short notice against the mullet guy,
Bokaev.
Yeah,
Remember I brought up. I was like, bro, that's a. And honestly, bro.
That win
Budka won that fight, low key.
That win aged well, bro. And and because we saw that guy come out against what the fuck's this guy's name? Zach.
Wait, who are you talking about? Who'd you see who come out of where?
That Bakoyev guy just fucked some dude up.
Oh, Zach Reese, the dude that beat
Yeah.
up Zach Reese. Yeah,
Dude.
I thought you already brought that up.
And
Which bro is such a degenerate? I've got to know this.
Me, because I was thinking about the Budka fight. But I just was thinking, I'm like, bro, Dylan Budka is gonna win this fight, bro. And that Bokayev win, at first I didn't think anything of it. And then you see how he looked against Zach Reese going into that fight, just absolute violent finish. And I'm like, man, the fact that Dylan Budka didn't get finished in that fight tells me something, that he's not as bad as I was starting to think he was. And, Edmund Shabazian, gas bag, like you said, there's some sort of mental thing going on there as well. He wilts. I kind of want to say he gives up a little bit. And the one thing about Dylan Budka, he will start to spam wrestling and he will get tired, but he's not the type to give up. He got fucked up by Cesar Almeida in a fight where he was just spamming wrestling. He was losing to Andre Petrovsky, but he never stopped fighting. At the end of the fight, he was still giving it his best shot. He was still marching forward, throwing strikes. Dylan Budka's tough as fuck, and I feel like which fighter have we seen break more? And it's Edmund Shabazian. And -3, although he has fought a lot better competition, -380 for Edmund Shabazian. I'm not a fan. I like Dylan Budka at +300. I wouldn't go say bet your whole bankroll on it, but like Nick said, check it out live. If he survives the first round, he's probably going to be a +700, +800. And then that's when you want to throw it in because he's going to drown Edmund with the wrestling.
Yeah, I've seen this guy break against Derek Brunson, who's a known half a fight breaker himself. So yeah, I would take Budka double chance at +700 is fucking bonkers. By fight time, I guarantee that's +550. That is fucking bonkers of a number.
I know, bro. That is individual.
You're telling me Budka couldn't find himself on top, smashing elbows by round 3, and Edmund's not doing the Edmund thing?
Yeah, bro.
Stop it.
That's interesting.
We got a pretty good co-main event. I'm pretty excited about this fight. This is the fight I'm actually most excited for, kind of unfortunately. But the odds are fucking bonkers, brother.
Yeah, they're messed up, bro. The odds on this fight are messed up. Putting my savings on Budka.
They're killing Calvin Kattar here. Yusuf Zalal, I understand he is young, athletic. His striking's coming into play. His submission game's looking awesome. His wrestling and grappling is high pace and pressure. He's always had great cardio. But Calvin Kattar's always had good cardio, always had good anti-wrestling up until we saw him against Aljamain Sterling, it seemed like. I mean, who does Calvin Kattar lose to? Calvin Kattar loses by injury to Josh Emmett.
That was
Arnold Allen.
Yeah, but speak of robbery, it's a robbery, Mike.
Josh Emmett got the robbery. That's what it was.
Bro.
Kattar won that fight, bro.
Bro. He fucked his whole face up, bro.
Kattar won that fight.
He got touched, man.
I just think these odds are crazy, bro. And I try not to look at odds on who's going to win fights. Give me Calvin Kattar at +360, bro. Just purely based from a betting standpoint. Do I think he wins the fight? Probably not. But you're telling me Calvin Kattar can't jab and low kick his way to 2 rounds bare minimum against Yusuf Zalal, or anti-wrestles Yusuf Zalal? Maybe Yusuf Zalal has a bad camp, an injury, a staph infection, and he can't wrestle the same, and he can't put up the same high pressure pace and cardio. People got to put these things into it. Almost +400 odds on Calvin Kattar is bonkers to me. Calvin Kattar by decision at +700 is fucking bonkers to me. That's bonkers to me. Giving Calvin Kattar by decision +700. That's my official play. What you got? I already know what you got. I literally already know what you got. I can write it down. I'm going to write it down on a board, and I'm going to reveal it. Once you tell me the play that you're going to take.
I already know what you're writing down, too. You muted yourself.
So since we know each other so well, on 3, let's unravel what I wrote down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wait, you're going to say it with me. 1, 2, 3.
Zalal sub.
Zalal sub. Written down there. I know my boy Mike. The
only thing about that, though, the only thing about the submission, Calvin Kattar he's tough. He's as tough as they come. And just like Phil and Jay are saying in the chat, super disrespectful odds. I absolutely cannot believe Calvin Kattar is a plus 360 against Yusuf Zalal. That's disrespectful as fuck. And damn, y'all, perfect couple. But Yusuf Zalal is next level, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's the only guy that
Hey,
took.
Phil, when this is over, can you clip that scene? I want that. I want that for Valentine's Day. Fucking me clipping like Happy Valentine's Day to my one and only.
But yeah, that is a good clip. Zalal, I think Zalal is a step ahead of Calvin Kattar at this point. Calvin Kattar is real good, and like I said, Ilia Topuria only decision win in the UFC, if I'm not mistaken, is against Zalal, and of course Ilia's grown since then, but so is Yusuf Zalal. And Calvin Kattar, he has great boxing, great takedown defense. Aljamain Sterling didn't expose anything. Aljamain Sterling is just incredibly high level. But I'm leaning that Yusuf Zalal is incredibly high level as well. And I do think he's live for a submission, but at 275, like his last fight, remember his last fight against Jack Shore? His submission was like plus 900. And then now you're telling me against a guy
Such a banger of a call by you, bro.
Yeah. A guy
I was like, I had a ride with you. I got it at plus 750.
But a guy who is a lot better than Jack Shore. Okay, so Zalal to submit Jack Shore plus 900, but Zalal to submit Calvin Kattar plus 275. It's basically telling me the sports books are onto him, and they're like, no, we're not going to give you juice for this. But I think that's plus 275. That's disrespectful to Calvin Kattar. Yusuf Zalal by knockout plus 1,000. Do I really think Calvin Kattar is going to get knocked out? No. Realistically, I wish it wasn't minus 135. The most realistic outcome I'm seeing here is Yusuf Zalal by decision, which is minus 135. I don't know. I feel like that's not. I mean, that's a good way to find value on Zalal.
What's the buy split prop?
Ooh. Plus 500. That's not bad. And if it's a close fight, they're going to lean the younger fighter.
I think if you take the decision, that's not a horrible one either, too. Plus 500.
Yeah, that's not bad. It is at the end of the day, Calvin Kattar plus 360 is wildly disrespectful. Over 2.5 rounds minus 230. We'll get there in a second, TJ. You already know. Zalal by decision is probably, I would say Zalal by decision is the safest bet. We've seen Calvin Kattar is tough as fuck. He's not going to go in there and break. Even if he's getting annoyed about the wrestling like he was in the Aljamain Sterling fight, he's not going to give in, and he's not going to allow himself to be in dangerous positions where he could potentially get subbed or knocked out. Unless Zalal's just that guy, but plus 275 is not my favorite. Plus 700 for Calvin Kattar by decision. That's not bad either. But you got to think, man, especially with the way the UFC business is working, and we've seen this in boxing for years and years now, and UFC is starting to become a bit similar. If there's a fighter whose trajectory is going up and a fighter whose trajectory is going down in a close fight, for a business standpoint, especially when you look at Calvin Kattar's age versus Yusuf Zalal's age, the UFC and their corrupt judges will be inclined to lean the side of a younger fighter, unless it's just unless Calvin Kattar goes out there and just clearly whoops him for 3 rounds. I think in a back and forth fight, they're giving Yusuf Zalal the dub. Hey, we got matchmaker Phil. Winner fights Steve Garcia. That's, you'd think the winner of this fight's going to be looking up and not down.
Steve Garcia has to get past Edson first, y'all.
Yeah, I feel like Steve Garcia.
People forget Edson Barbosa and Steve Garcia are scrapping.
Steve Garcia going to finish him probably. That's a tough fight too, though. Edson Barbosa's. We were just singing his praises the other day. Edson Barbosa's a dog.
Steve Garcia's hittable. Just saying.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Just saying. I'm not saying I'm betting on Edson, but I'm just saying. Let's get to this fucking main event. Can we talk about my fucking boy now, finally, please? Y'all been rim jobbing me this whole time and teasing me. Let's jump. I'm sorry, TJ. Here it comes. The killer gorilla. RoboCop's chinny ass is going night. Give me those fucking props, Mike.
Dude, I gotta say, I'm with you
fuck
on
all
this
you
one.
pussies. Fuck you, Phil. I love you, TJ, but fuck you, TJ. Oh, I know where you're going, Mike, so fuck you, Mike.
Hey, what? What?
What? I don't know.
You want to
Kill
hear
a
what I have?
gorilla.
You want to hear what I
Kill a
have?
gorilla. Knockout. Plus 330. Lock me in. Fuck 12. Let's go.
I gotta say, bro, I'm with you and JC on this one. I think RoboCop, and legit, bro, if RoboCop, let's say, had the chin of a Yoel Romero, he could potentially be a champion in this weight class. I think he has all the skills in both striking and grappling. His wrestling, he's pretty slick with his trips. RoboCop is
He never uses his jujitsu.
but he
World-class
can.
jujitsu practitioner that never uses it.
He can. I'm just saying. He's
In the wise words of Steve Carell, is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
yeah. But nah, the thing about RoboCop here, he's going up against a tough motherfucker, and I feel like in order for RoboCop to win here, he's gonna have to get an early finish because if RoboCop's gonna win a decision, that means he has to go 25 minutes without getting nuked. And against a guy like Jared Cannonier and a guy as reckless as RoboCop, and I love Gregory Rodrigues, but I'm in a position where I'm like, realistically, who do I think wins? And it's either going to have to be FanDuel has the props, RoboCop to win by knockout in rounds 1 or 2. And if that's not going, I think he's eventually going to get chinned by Jared Cannonier. This fight's definitely not going the distance. Let me look at the fight to go the distance.
You have to scroll up for that. Scroll up, and there will be fight props. Fight to go the distance or not. Yeah, I'll be right there. See, no, that's not even close. What about the round props? Go to start round 4. Go to fight round props. Scroll down. There we go. Fight to start round 3 or 4 is a yes plus money. Another thing that no one talks about with RoboCop, we've seen him split open multiple times.
Bad.
And Jared Cannonier not only has an odd, awkward style of boxing and long range striking, but he does throw elbows in tight little spots and awkward angles. Jared Cannonier can bust the motherfucker up, bro. Man, give me Jared Cannonier by knockout, bro. I love it.
Jared Cannonier in under 2.5 is pretty fire as well at plus 425.
I would just rather take him to get the knockout because say he loses the first 3 rounds. Say he's down the first 3 rounds. And then he pulls that fucking back pocket nuke. He knows, hey, it's time. I'm almost out of the sport. Let's throw it. Arizona up, baby. The killer fucking gorilla. Oh, plus 330 is fucking crazy, yo. Crazy on chinny ass Gregory Rodrigues. Love it. Love it. Love it. Give me his money line to it. Plus 185. Love it, love it, love it. Cannonier loses to the elite of the elite. The Robert Whitakers of the world when they're at the top of the world, the Amalovs of the world, and the Kai Barrows who's coming up of the world. He doesn't lose to no fucking Gregory Rodrigues, who I know Gregory Rodrigues, yes, 8-1. Is it 8-1 in the UFC or 7-2? 7-2 because of that robbery that he should have won against Arman or Petrosian or whatever that fool's name is.
Yeah, it's tough.
But regardless, bro, Cannonier beats the elite of the elite. And if Gregory Rodrigues beats this guy, then we have to start talking about Jared Cannonier's age because I still wouldn't consider Gregory Rodrigues the elite of the elite. And on top of that, point spread plus 120 at 9 points is dog crazy, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I'm inclined to say Jared Cannonier finishes him as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gregory can, because we saw it in his last fight against Imavov. Jared Cannonier, good chin, but it was starting to get cracked towards the end of that fight. And, I feel like I can picture it.
Honestly, you're right. He did take a shitload of damage in the last round against Kai Barrow. Kai put an ass whooping on him, like 10-8 round.
Yeah, it was that was Braulio I'm thinking of. He smoked him in the last round, and over the years,
Imavov hit some good shots on him too.
Yeah, Jared Cannonier has sustained a lot of damage, especially more recently, and he is getting older. He's a freak of nature. But it wouldn't surprise me if RoboCop went out there and put him out. But like I said, it has to be in the first 2 rounds. If RoboCop has not finished Jared Cannonier within 7.5 minutes, I don't think it's his fight. I think Jared Cannonier is going to take it. But, Gregory Rodrigues could go in there and use this. But this is, again, not something that I would bet on because we very rarely ever see it. But who knows? Maybe RoboCop's like, I'm switching my game up. I'm going to go in there and mix the martial arts. And, he actually does something like that. And then in that case.
Well, I don't think RoboCop could take Jared Cannonier down, to be honest with you.
It would be hard.
Jared Cannonier, I mean, maybe he can because the thing is Jared Cannonier's get-up game is good. He can be taken down initially, but he doesn't stay down. That's the issue. Someone like Jack Romanson, who also has high-level grappling, I love revisiting that fight for Jared Cannonier because he put on a clinic of hip heisting and getting higher than someone else's hips, which I love, and he got up from Jack Romanson multiple times from that. So, and if RoboCop starts shooting any desperation takedowns, that uppercut that Jared Cannonier can land from short distance is one of the best on planet Earth. So, yeah, I know I'm biased here. So if there's anyone besides the homies watching, just know that I am genuinely biased here. So probably smart that I don't put too much money on this fight. I just love Jared Cannonier, man. And shout out to my boy TJ, brought me together, one of my close friends. So because quite frankly, the first ever bet, like it felt like one of the first ever bets I've ever talked about with TJ on a serious level was Jared Cannonier versus Derek Brunson. And I am proud to say I called that fight to the literal T. Like the way Brunson was going to gas out after winning the first round and that Cannonier was going to win in the second, dog. Oh, yeah, I love Cannon, bro. I love the Killer Gorilla. So
that was a brutal knockout. I mean, I feel like I have absolutely no bias on this fight at all. I do really like RoboCop, and it would be nice to see a new contender because Jared Cannonier has been known to kill some people off. Hey, what's up, Inoue? Jubilee gang, where you at?
Hey, real quick, what I tell all you pussies about Indian MMA? What I tell all of you pussies about? Y'all didn't even have to wait 30 seconds to find out.
Hey, we all knew. I called him and shit Pooply yesterday, and I made myself laugh. I was just by myself, and I was like, and shit Pooply, and it geeked me out.
Hey, it's not even trying to be rude or anything. That's just what it is.
I feel like under 3.5 is decent. What is under 3.5? Minus 210. I think under 3.5 and a parlay, a minus 210 is probably pretty solid. You got to think this fight's not going long, right?
Honestly, bro, it just depends on if Jared Cannonier is hesitant or not, because Gregory Rodrigues won't be hesitant. He's going to fight his fight, but Jared Cannonier has moments of just hesitancy where he doesn't want to throw or do anything. It's so fucking frustrating. You saw that in the Imavov fight specifically. And the age, of course, catching up with all the injuries and surgeries, because Jared Cannonier's had a shitload of injuries and surgeries, bro. So,
you guys like my Anshel Jubilee joke? They liked it.
I think you sound like a racist piece of shit, and I want to cancel you.
Nah, it's because he's poo-poo at fighting.
No, I'm just talking shit.
Not because he stings. So,
God damn, I have an eyelash in my eye. It's a pain in the ass.
As I'm saying it out loud and like thinking like through this fight, I kind of, for some reason, like the more I'm thinking about Jared Cannonier being apprehensive, all the damage he's took recently, I think that RoboCop has a legitimate chance to win this fight. It's hard to pick because at the odds at minus 225, and it's like, okay, will RoboCop get hit clean? If he does, you got to think it's over. And it's like, am I willing to bet on a guy who, if he gets hit clean one time, will probably lose the fight via knockout? And that's what makes it hard, because Gregory has the skills to win, but he doesn't necessarily have the durability.
Doesn't have the hardware.
Yeah, he's fighting a guy who kills. He literally is fighting a killer in the Killer Gorilla.
And honestly, man, I think if I could see the Gorilla nuking him and saying, all right, I've had a good career. Peace out, motherfuckers.
Well, in that case, that would be amazing. If he just had
I just want to see one of my favorite fighters go out on a good note for once. The Korean Zombie, negative note. Like I'm like, all right, well, fuck me, right? Tony Ferguson, negative note. Okay, well, fuck me, right? Fucking rest in peace, Rampage Jackson. Why'd I say Rampage Jackson? Rumble Johnson. I had a fucking complete mix-up. I fucking hate Rampage personally. It's like, bro, watching these fools go out on such sour notes, and I know, like, with Anthony, it's a little bit different for life circumstances, rest in peace, but it's like, bro, I'm sick of this. I would love to see Cannonier knock this motherfucker out, lay down the gloves, and say, "Peace out, pussies."
Yeah, that would be amazing, bro. Hey, Robbie Lawler, though, shout out, shout out.
Rest in peace, Rampage. I love the food.
Hey, shout out Robbie Lawler, though. Robbie Lawler had his happy ending, and I actually called him by knockout in that fight too. But yeah, it would be awesome if Jared Cannonier could go out there, piece RoboCop up for a round, get it done in the second, lay down his gloves, and call it a career. That's a picture perfect ending. But in terms of how the MMA landscape or the landscape of the middleweight division is working, I would like to see RoboCop get a chance at the upper echelon of middleweight, because I do think he has the skills. And if he can figure out some of his defensive flaws, because he knows he can get chin, if he can just keep the chin tucked, mix the martial arts, use his jujitsu, use his trips, I think he has a legit chance here as well. This is going to be a fun one as long as it lasts. And I think, honestly, overall, this card is pretty decent, and we might get some good violence here.
I think it's a fucking fun-ass card. I think we're going to have a great time. I think everyone in the chat is awesome for being in the chat with us. I think everyone that has been watching us but didn't give us a like, share, comment, or subscribe is a piece of shit and should also get chinned by Jared Cannonier. Yeah. So, Mike, give me your most confident, one single confident pick of the card. Doesn't matter the odds. I want your most confident pick before we get out of here.
Most confident pick, regardless of odds.
Regardless of odds.
Most confident pick. I'm not going to say Jose Delgado because he's a UFC debut, although I'm very confident in him. If I had to pick a most confident pick on the entire card, holy shit, I do not have that many confident picks. I'm probably going to say Jacqueline Cavalcanti is definitely going to win, but, odds based, that's not nice. So I would say most confident pick on the card. I hate that it's WMMA. So actually, let me not pick that because it's WMMA. I'm gonna go Yusuf Zalal. I think he's. I don't want to say lock, but I think Yusuf Zalal has everything he needs to win this fight, and I'm pretty confident in him as well. What about you? Hey, my boy ain't safe over there.
The killer gorilla, Jared Cannonier. I'm out.
Let's go, baby. And there you have it. Nick's most confident pick of the week, plus 185, Jared Cannonier. My confident pick, minus 470, Yusuf Zalal. It's not as fun, but you already know. We're going to get after it. I want you guys to make sure to always do your own research. Always bet responsibly. And always make sure to enjoy the fights. We're going to be here week in and week out, multiple times per week. We're focusing on getting more active. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And thank you, everybody who was in the caption, who was in the comments. Bro took his shirt off. Ride the lightning, Mike. Hans Jabor ML. Hey, whatever that is, he needs to get tested for roids. Let's go. All right, boys. It is a beautiful, beautiful stream. Another beautiful week of fights. Another beautiful week of violence. We're going to get after it, and we'll be back soon. Oh, tune in tomorrow. I think we're about to do a review and favorite props of the week, which we kind of already did here, but the rest are unlocking tomorrow sometime on DraftKings. So we'll be back soon, y'all. Much love, and tune in for the next one. Peace.